What's good, everybody? Welcome to another show, podcast 518. I've been doing this for a minute now. I appreciate everybody that's been supporting and hanging in there with your boy. Let me move this out the way so make sure y'all can see my ugly mug. And hey, everybody, I'm gonna start to do more and more podcasts where I'm not only do the hot topics or whatever of the moment, but I'm gonna start to open it up and let people come and we can talk about some of these topics and debate some of it, or not only debate, just conversate. So it'll be some days where I will put up a phone number where people will be able to call in and we can talk, or it'll be some days where I will put up the link and you'll be able to come up and speak. And it'll be sometimes I might just solo it, and it'll be sometimes where I may have a guest, whether it be live or a guest on the live as in person, because I'm working on a few of those things, trying to get a few things going. So we'll see. But I appreciate everybody for coming. And I think I might even start to do this even a little later. I don't know. You all let me know with some of this feedback what you think. I might even start to do it at midnight, do the midnight podcast, talk about what's going on, do it on like Wednesdays, the hump day, midnight hump day, the midnight hump, break it on down. Anyway, I hope everybody had a good first half of the week so far. Um, it's been pretty eventful for me. I can't say it's been the worst, but it ain't been that great. But one good thing is Tuesday, I did have a good night at the club. So, the comedy club, that is, not the club trying to, you heard me? Anyway, so that was good. So I hope everybody is, having some type of productive week so far. And I hope it continues to be that way. And if not, even better. Me, myself, I just, man, there's so much stuff what I look at when people do you wrong, the haters, people try to leave you hanging, say this, say that. All it is more motivation to do whatever it is you're trying to do and accomplish whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. Don't let them get you down. And I know it's easier said than done. It gets to me when they do a lot of these things, sometimes for a moment. But like Bobby Boucher, I use it for tackling few. It's that tackling few. And so with that tackling few, you can be able to do whatever you need to do. I'm gonna use it to crush. So all the haters out there, whether it's in person or in the internets, you never let them get the best of you. You got to keep it moving. Anyway, let's get to one of these first little stories that I was going to talk about, which is a really messed up story. And if you all remember this story in this case, it was in the early 2000s, a big case about this girl that went missing during their high school uh class trip, like graduation trip. And this guy, they thought Vandersloot, Jordan Vandersloot, man, his name was everywhere. They thought that he probably killed her, but they couldn't prove it. And they never found her body. And he never said anything. And this dude was something else, because later, like 5 years later, he ended up killing another woman, but they was able to prove it this time because he killed her in his hotel room, and he ended up going to jail in Aruba. Now they're saying he's coming clean. He's found religion and decided to discuss what happened, which is just messed up. And he was saying that he crushed her head with a cinder block after she refused his sexual advances. Natalie Holloway. And I read the story, and for those that didn't read it, it is kind of just like, I wonder, it's got to be hard for women in dating and stuff, because this is the type of thing that guys haven't thought of. And as far as we may have thought, maybe if you dating some hood or ratchet female, maybe she might try to set you up, or maybe she got some type of boyfriend or something going on. But you don't think of, will she beat me, or even worse, kill me? And I know women have to think about that, as well as rape and other things. It's just really difficult. And so, man, I really have a sad spot for women when it comes to dating. I have a lot of empathy. And it says with this, he says after her sexual advances, because it says that she was like feeling him, and they was like kissing or something on the beach, and he tried to like fill her up, and after feeling her up, she tried to stop him, and then he tried to continue to fill her up. These are the words of the article. She then like pushed his hands away and then kneed him in the nards, and it said that really hurt when she kneed him in his nards, and he got up and kicked her in the face. He said he kicked her in the face so hard that she fell back unconscious. And then he took a rock or something, a brick, and bashed her head in. Horrible, 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 horrible. I'm assuming he was afraid that if she woke up and told what happened, he would go to jail. So then he went and did that. And then he said he drug her body out to sea. He walked out to like halfway, and till he was like waist deep, and let her body go out there, which I'm assuming fish, a shark or something ate her, because her body was never found, which is just like, whoa, this dude is something else. I guess he going to prison the rest of his life now for sure, because I believe he got 20 years, only 20 years or something to that effect, for the murder of the woman in Peru. And now him saying this, he's being extradited back to the U.S., and deservedly so. I mean, this is a horrendous, horrendous crime, and he doesn't deserve to be able to be free for what he did. I mean, it doesn't matter if it was a man, woman, or child. I mean, you don't do something like that and deserve to get away with it. It's just, I don't agree with that. What's up, Rashonda, my girl, holding it down, coming through. I appreciate you, Rashonda. First in the building, first in the comments, holding it down, man. Rashonda always got my back. I appreciate you, sis, for coming through and holding it down and sticking with it, brother. Definitely. Um, but this case was something else. Suburbia Jones, my brother, you say, I remember this case. I remember this too, man. And anybody that kind of keep up with the news a little bit, especially, in the early 2000s, you would definitely have remembered this case, because it was all over the place during that time period. And so I'm wondering, I guess confession is part of religion, and he said he's found religion. And I guess he did say that this case was like weighing heavy on him. I think he said like a stone or something to that effect. But regardless of the situation, uh that's messed up, because this family has had to suffer for damn near 20 years. And it was a point that he was talking to the family. I forget how many years ago, but he said that if they sent him $250,000, he would give them the details of what happened or where her remains may be located, which now that we know it's been taken out to sea, it's no way he was going to be able to tell him anything. What are you going to say? Go fishing? So, I mean, that right there, and then that's also another charge a lot of people don't understand. That's wire fraud. Anytime you're trying to get money from somebody from one bank to another is wire fraud, which is another crime that he committed and is going to have to face in the United States. So definitely messed up. But I think it's good that he did confess, and hopefully these people can get some type of, you know, justice for what's going on. Now, go to this next story, and let's see. So, Logan Paul, the Kardashians, and the doctor is behind. Well, the Kardashians, the Logan Paul doctor is behind bars for NBA fraud scheme. Work with tons of celebs, and it says that this chiropractor to the stars is ranging from the Kardashians to Logan Paul and Kevin Hart, won't be providing services anytime soon because he's now behind bars. It says that this Dr. Patrick Kazarian is famous for appearing on the Kardashians and working with huge names like Jamie Foxx and Diddy, but he got busted for a role in a fraud scheme with former NBA players and is now locked up at USP Lompoc in California. And for those that's not familiar, some NBA players were involved in scamming the NBA players, so to speak, injury fund, health insurance fund. And they ended up getting millions for saying that they needed money for injuries and services that they actually didn't need it for. And so this doctor, who has been with Logan Paul and other people, and is really a legit doctor, a real doctor, unfortunately, uh, his chiropractic office and his services were used for part of this scheme, and it says that he's now going to jail. It said that the feds say that Dr. Pat created fraudulent invoices former NBA players used to build the league's health care plan for medical services that were never actually provided. The FBI says Dr. Pat was part of the fraud scheme from at least 2016 to 2019, during which the feds say he cost the NBA health plan $1.3 million in losses, pocketing $439,000 for himself and splitting the rest of the dough with former NBA players. Look at that, which 1.3 and he took 400, so that's basically 900,000 left for the other players that they got out of the deal. It says Dr. Pat, who is also a favorite of current NBA players Tristan Thompson and Justice Winslow, two players barely in the league anymore, was ultimately convicted, and in February he was sentenced to 30 months in prison. No word if the inmates watch the Kardashians, where Dr. Pat is locked up. TMZ always got a little jokey joke at the end for you. So anyway, this is something else, because the NBA, man, they don't play around. And also the NBA, if you all watch what's been going on with the referees and stuff, The NBA, man, they trying to keep as much drama as they can down. And when you got players like Rasheed Wallace and then that referee Tim Donaghy coming out with getting busted with cheating with the games and stuff, the NBA doesn't want anything to do with any type of negative publicity. So I don't know. This Logan Paul doctor and all of that stuff. Yeah, 30 months in jail. And a couple NBA players went to jail too. I can't remember their names offhand, but a few of the NBA players that was involved in that also went to jail. And hey, the NBA ain't trying to have nobody get them like that. Speaking to somebody get them, I don't know. They're saying Trey Songz is being sued. You were sexually assaulted us at a house party. Okay, so allegedly, to make sure that's allegedly for all of this stuff. uh, his attorney is saying that this is another example of nearly a decade old allegations being repurposed to take advantage of California's constitutionally unquestionable new look back window. We look forward to vindicating Trey on the merits in court. It say he's being sued by two women who claim they passed out at his house party only to wake up to him forcing himself on them with non-consensual sex. According to the new lawsuit obtained by TMZ, the women are accusing Trey of sexual assault and battery for an alleged 2015 incident at his LA area estate. In the docs, the women say they first met Trey in June of 2015 when they went to his concert and got invited to an after party he was hosting. They say subsequent interactions led them to be invited to his home in August for his birthday party. It says the women claim they took an Uber to Trey's home and were forced to give a password and turn over the phones to gain admittance. Inside, they say it was mostly women and only a handful of men, and the ladies were pressured to drink alcohol from unsealed bottles. In the suit, the women say they suddenly felt overwhelmingly intoxicated despite drinking what they felt was a modest amount and believed they were drugged. They claim they sat on the couch by the pool, and that's when Trey swooped in and led them to an upstairs bedroom where they passed out with their clothes on. The next morning, the women say they woke up naked with a naked Trey forcing himself on them. One woman claims Trey was giving her non consensual oral sex. She says she tried to resist, but he overpowered her. The other woman claims she woke up to Trey biting her nipple and forcing his fingers inside her VV. What? This is some stuff going on here. In the suit, the women say Trey demanded they take a shower with him after they alleged sexual attacks. But they say they refused and he became enraged, yelling at them, you're a little F girls. Get the F out of my house. The women say they grabbed their clothes and tried to leave, but Trey refused to turn over their phones. Eventually, they say a security guard intervened, gave them their phones from a safe, and they called an Uber. In their suit, the women say they've suffered lasting injuries from the alleged incident and they're going after Trey for damages. We reached out to Trey's camp. So far, no word back. Okay. Wow. That was a lot going on right there. So, one thing I'm wondering if this was what happened, which I'm not going to say or deny anything they say, because of course, everybody know I wasn't there. Needed some water. So everybody know I wasn't there, so wait, like I know what was going down, and of course I don't know Trey Songz either. So I can't say, anything about his character, and I don't know the ladies either. But what the first thing that come to mind after reading that article, what's up, Ambi Bambi? How you doing? Halima, what's up, sis? How y'all doing? One thing I don't know is, or hear in this article, is that they called the police. Now, I don't know anything about that. Anybody that's going to know anything about this case, let me know in the comments. But I didn't hear that they called the police. Like, after what happened and all what I read, as soon as they left and got in that Uber, they should have been calling the police, calling 911 as soon as they got in the Uber. So I don't understand why the police were not mentioned in this article, at least. I don't know if they were called or were not called, but from what this article stated, I did not hear that the police were called or mentioned or any of that. So I don't know, man. I think that they should have called the police on him if that was what happened, and they should have handled it that way instead of trying to sue and get money. Um, that's cool to get money and all, but if somebody did that to me, I want you to pay and go to jail versus just give me some money and you can be free and do that again to somebody else possibly, which is what kept happening allegedly with R. Kelly. Whereas people would have problems and they gonna maybe want to tell, maybe, but because they can get paid, they don't. And hey, he was able to do what he did for a very long time, unfortunately. Now, speaking of some stuff messed up, man, be careful messing around with them white women, boy. They done got your ass back real good. This Utah woman is accused of killing her husband with fentanyl and claims in a letter her jail cell claims a letter in her jail cell is part of a fictional book that she was writing. The reason she said that is because the letter was to her brother trying to help her cover up the case and get rid of some stuff. And she said, well, no, that ain't real. This is just a letter that I was writing, because I'm writing a book. And this wasn't real letter. This is about a book I was writing. That's all. This woman is alleged to have killed her damn husband with an OD of fentanyl. I mean, white women, boy, don't play. They've been poison your food, your drink, took you out. You don't know what the hell happened. Black women just run you over, shoot you, or stab you. Be like, I did it. Yep. No, they get, boy, diabolical with your ass, boy. And so it's saying right here, this woman in Utah, of all places, killed them with fentanyl. And it says that she's facing murder and drug charges on suspicion of killing this husband of hers, Eric Richens, in March of 2022 by giving him a drink containing a lethal dose of fentanyl. And she has yet to enter a plea. They said that the prosecutors have said a 6-page handwritten letter was found in her cell last week, and it amounts to witness tampering because it allegedly contains instructions for her brother to repeat a false narrative that would suggest her husband had gone to Mexico to buy pain pills and fentanyl. She claims the letter was an excerpt from a fictional mystery book in which she and her father go to Mexico to find drugs. Uh-huh. She defended the letter in a phone call with her mother, saying, when I first got in here, I was telling you I was writing a book. Those letters were not part of a paper to you guys. They were part of my freaking book. Yeah, right. So the letter claims that the defense counsel wants to link him getting the drugs and pills from Mexico to the fentanyl that caused his death. Ooh-wee, boy, be careful out there, man. This woman straight up got him, didn't she? Straight up got him. I mean, she killed her own husband with a double dose, baby. Hit him with that fen. And next thing you know, that was it. And be careful who you out there with, man. You never know. You never know what the hell may happen, what somebody may be on. Be up here making you some oatmeal in the morning. But it hit you with some of that, you know what I'm saying? Ooh wee. But it hit you with the ooh way up in here. You better get you a old school woman still cook with lard. Make sure you got nothing but that good stuff. But I got in with that ooh wee. Ooh wee. It's nothing but that ooh wee. What's up, Inga? You say there are a lot of crazy women out here nowadays. I know that's right. It sure is. And they, boy, you gotta be careful out here, man, because your butt will come up missing in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. Be the last heartbeat at that. So you never know what the heck may be happening. Hold on. I had another story coming up. Where's that? There's a lot of stuff been happening. Oh, here we go. This is what I'm talking about. It's one of our favorite people, old Juju. Juju is back in the new. And who I'm talking about? I'm talking about Juicy Smoothie, baby. Juicy got him crazy, got him crazy, got him cold going mad. Cool. Juicy Smoothie. Jussie Smollett is entering rehab following extremely difficult few years. These last few years have been extremely difficult, okay? First of all, Empire was canceled. I wasn't able to get a Subway sandwich in the blizzard. My scheme for exposure did not work. Nothing seemed to go right. It's been a difficult few years. Nobody seems to feel sorry for me anymore. They used to, but not anymore. Why you don't believe me anymore, guys? Difficult few years. You brought on yourself. You brought them on yourself, though. I'm not here to bash or tell anybody they can't have difficult times in their life, but I do not have as much sympathy for a person that brings problems on themselves continuously. And even if you do bring a problem on yourself, if you apologize or acknowledge and try to stop, then that's different. But when you make the lie or you cover up, you're compounding the problem. You're compounding the problem. And so it says that he's getting help through rehab treatment facility, according to TMZ. And it says the rep from Smoothie's camp tells us that Jussie has had an extremely difficult past few years. He has quietly been working very hard for some time now, and we are proud of him for taking these necessary steps. We're told that he is in an outpatient program. It says that his stint comes amid his ongoing appeal in a Chicago criminal case. As we've reported, he was found guilty of lying to cops about an alleged attack back in 2019, where he claimed two masked Trump supporters attacked him and put a noose around his neck. Wow. That was in 2019. That was before COVID. Wow. before COVID. It says that he was sentenced to 150 days in jail for the incident, but was released from jail for his appeal a short time after the sentence. He's been spotted working on film sets in California as the legal process plays out, including a project with Vivica Fox where he seemed to be directing. Huh. Which, yeah, he has directed a few things lately. And, 150 days, he should have just got that over with. I know what I'm saying. And yeah, it sounds just like it ain't nothing. That's 5 months. But this is 4 years now. You still dragging this on, paying lawyers and doing all this because you didn't want to spend 5 months. Just get it over with. I wouldn't be paying these lawyers and all this and going through this for 4 years over 5 months in prison. Ain't like they gonna kill him in prison. Ain't like he was you know, the worst of the worst. And that's, people that start with the P and have a dough behind it. So it ain't like he was gonna be in there for that. It says that he has been seen hanging out with Taraji. Him and Taraji is like best friends. She was up there supporting him no matter what at one time. Um, it says that he hasn't been trying to necessarily lay low. And they even saw him at the BET Awards last year catching a bit of flack from folks who were shocked to see him attend. I mean, I don't know why anybody care anymore. Who cares, man? So much has happened in life. And that's one thing, man, that's going on in the world today that I myself don't personally get involved with or agree with, and that's that outrage culture, man. Why is everybody enjoy to find something to be mad about? Why do people look for something to be the next thing to be mad about, especially and it ain't your business and it ain't affecting you? I don't have enough energy to be worried about somebody else's business or who I'm gonna be mad about or calling up people or whatever. If you ain't with this person no more, leave and spend that energy. I know it sounds sometimes easier said than done, but it's not gonna do you no good when it's really truly over to be keep chasing after something. It's always best to move forward and do something else, and chasing after this or finding something else to be mad at. That's insane to me. That's crazy talk and a waste of your energy and time on earth. You don't have too much time on earth. None of us do. If we lucky, I mean very lucky and blessed, you can get 100 years. Anybody in here that's over 40, definitely over 50, they already realize how fast that go, and it ain't really that much time. Plus, you don't get to have 100 years with a 20-year-old body. That would be great. You get about 10 years with that, if you lucky, 20-year-old type of body. Maybe 17 to 27, your peak physical, young looking self. And then we start to look different, start to feel different, start to have aches and pains and different stuff. Life is too short for some to be worried about what another person is doing with their life for me to be mad about. That's crazy. Crazy. I'll put the link in if anybody want to chat with me for a little bit. Um, we can talk about a couple of subjects. Corey Washington, what's up, my brother? You say Vander Sloot's father should face some charges as well. And Obsessive Alcoholic says that Vander Sloot gave his daddy a heart attack from the stress and he died in 2010. Uh, I do remember Vandersloot family or something during that time having some type of influence or money or something. They were kind of like protecting him a little bit or something. I don't know. But he got away with that, really, until he killed that girl in Peru. That showed he had some type of problem. Because anybody that even know, of course, well, now that we know how he killed her, of course he had a problem, don't get me wrong. But if it was some type of fit of temporary insanity, he wouldn't have did it again, maybe. I'm pretty sure. I'm not a psychologist, but I don't think that that would be something uh the person would do again. And so if he wouldn't have went to jail this time for the girl in Peru, he probably may have done something again, maybe. You never know. So that's the thing with that. You don't know what they may continue to do. And it's unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. Oh shoot. All right, let's see. I got another one over here. I'll see the My Pillow guy say he broke now. He spent all this money trying to prove Trump was the president. Then he got sued. What a fool. Trump ain't paying him nothing. I'm scrolling through this TMZ, and I ain't gonna really get into this subject because this is a really messy subject, and there's so much that goes into this. But it's saying that a Miami dentist rips down posters of missing Israelis, and he was fired by his employer. And all I'm gonna say is that I don't understand why so many people. I know this is a hot button topic, and it's very sensitive, especially to people of both sides that are involved. But to a lot of other people that are getting involved, like celebrities or people that are getting into one side or the other, yes, it's a lot of stuff on both sides, and it's tricky. And I think that with what's going on with that war right now, it's best that people just try to understand and learn as much information as you can, and just observe and see and learn what's going on, because it's very deep. And so, and people out there doing things to losing their jobs and careers and things. I think people should stand down a little bit, relax, and just try to get understanding. Just try to get understanding. There's so much going on in the world, and I think that we have the culture, everybody does, of seeing headlines and reacting, and that's easy. I get it. It takes no time to see a headline, da 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 da, boom. But I think that we should try to, if you really are interested in something or you really want to react to something, then I think it's your job as the person that wants to criticize or react to something to learn more about that before you criticize or react. That way, if you do criticize or react, at least you have an understanding and a valid point. And somebody can't say, well, you don't know this or you don't understand that. Well, actually, I do, because I read this, I looked this up, I did this, da 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 da. And this is why I feel the way I feel. But that's not what normally happens. People feel that way because they saw this image or read something, and then that makes them react. And I think that that's just not a good culture for us overall. We should try to learn more information before we say or do any of that stuff. So anyway, I think that's one thing that we really are lacking in this new age that we living in, of especially where everybody's it's good to be upset about something. Like, I'm upset about this right here. What in the world? No, actually, so on a different subject, Billie Eilish has a new back tattoo. And at first, at looking at this picture, I was thinking, wow, this is horrible. Why would you get all of this stuff? It looked like somebody's chopped you up or something. What type of tat is this? But after looking at it closer, that's just that the tat was fresh. And when you have ever had a tat, they actually like put a tracing over on your skin, and then they tat over the tracing, and as they do, they be wiping with like a little cloth or alcohol, or not alcohol, but a little tissue. And so all of this on the sides look like they was just wiping it and stuff as they were going, and it's not actually cleaned. And once she wash it off, it'll just be this strip down the middle, which I never thought about doing stuff like that. But after having one of the surgeries that I had to have on my spinal cord, I have a scar on my back that's about this long. I got a scar on my back that's almost this long, from like the top of my neck almost down to my booty crack. No, it's pretty low though. So I always thought I might get a tattoo on there, cover it up, the scar or something. But then again, I don't know. I still ain't did it. It's been 12 years. So, hey, it is what it is. But with that being said, I don't know, man. How many people tats is enough, man? How many people get tatted up all over? I mean, some tats is cool, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm getting ready to get up out of here, wrap it up, man. Another person before we go in trouble is Antonio Brown, and he had got took to jail, and so now he paid. Well, he got arrested, rather, I should say, for back child support, $15,000. Man, when you a millionaire and you don't want to take care of your kids, I don't know the whole story, so I don't want to get too deep into it. But if you do have back child support, that's just not a good look, in my opinion. If you got it, if you ain't got it, things happen. But when you got it and you riding in Lambos or balling or you spending money on whatever, I think that that ain't a good look if your kids are struggling or you got back child support and all this. And then it's sad too because he didn't put himself out the NFL. He could have been one of the greatest of all time, and the way he was putting up stuff. But anyway, it says that he claimed he owed nearly 31,000. Wow, that's a lot. Anyway, I appreciate y'all for coming through for the podcast. I'll catch everybody on the next one, man. Everybody be safe out there. Pay that child support. Don't be like AB. Be safe out there. And more importantly, man, don't just react to headlines in life. Try to learn a little bit more of a subject. If it's gonna be something that upsets you, try to learn more about it. Of course, we ain't got time to learn about more about every headline, but if it's something that's going to move you, then I think that you should learn more about it. That's just my opinion. That's what I try to do. If it's something that upsets me, whatever the topic may be, then I want to learn a little bit more about that topic before I decide to say or react to something. And I think that's the best thing we should all do. Anyway, I'm up out of here. I appreciate everybody for listening to the podcast as well as watching. I know it's kind of late and a lot of people ain't used to me doing this, so I got to get y'all back into effect. And maybe Wednesday nights will be my Real Talk Wednesdays, where we going to break down real-ish. So get ready for Real Talk Wednesdays coming back, all right? Y'all be here midnight next week. Real Talk Wednesdays. I might not be here at midnight. Deuces.